All right, guys. We are going into GSL Group B. ZOUN in the bottom left side, SHIN in the top right, and SHIN says, oh, you're going to block my expansion. Okay, buddy, that's fine. I will go hatchery block you. Sends a drone across the map reactively after seeing this probe. Does it get there in time? I think it does. And does he go pool first? No, he's going to go hatchery first in the back. Hatchery block here. Nice. I like this decision. Is this the hatchery he wanted to take? Was it his first choice? No. But going to make the best of a bad situation. This is, of course, the round of 8 Group B. ZOUN coming in as one of the Protoss players that is capable of some of the most amazing games you've ever seen. But consistency is always something that's a little touch and go with ZOUN. I think it often comes down to his read on his opponent and his expectations. If he can kind of predict what you're going to do in a series, I think ZOUN's one of the best in the world. But if you catch him off guard, sometimes a bit hard for him to do it. And look at that. He pulled 3 probes, changed his mind, decided, you know what, let's not. Let's just go 2 probes. Which tells me he's going to drop a second gate, a cyber core, and that second pylon. Ooh, maybe not, actually. He goes cyber core, second pylon, and he's just going to chrono 2 zealots out to clear it. Okay, and he goes second gas. Oh, right. Took a little while to make that decision, but not too bad. Second pylon being the first part allows him to immediately build a second zealot. Ooh, this is going to be really interesting to see how this plays. He's also continuing to deny entirely a mineral patch in the main of SHIN, just off of his APM. ZOUN, very good multitasking. To do that while adapting your build order at home is quite impressive. And SHIN just drops a 3rd hatchery at the front. His greed knows no bounds. 4 hatcheries before 2 minutes, guys, including the one he starts with. Obviously, one of them blocking the Protoss. There's going to be a lot of pressure on ZOUN with his Stargate, which is about to go down in this main. Or is he going to build it on the natural, maybe? Yeah. His Stargate goes down at a normal timing, and he's got adepts a bit earlier than normal. But look at this. The drone cancels, rotates around. There's no minerals. And seeing the Stargate in the second gas, SHIN's drone can run home through this mineral patch if he wants, or hang around. And he's just going to try and make sure he's solid against the 2 zealot adept counter pressure. So he does have to build a whole bunch of Zerglings here. He's actually mined a lot of gas. I think he should pull off gas right now, transfer to this base. And the advantage of this setup is because he's taking this base in the back, like, you got to go through the main base creep to get to the natural. So the adept zealot pressure is nowhere near as scary as it normally is. Ooh, does miss the chance to get an attack off there, does ZOUN. SHIN's still getting a full scout to see if it's a Void Ray or an Oracle. Which is important because he's got 2 Overlords on this side of the map. So if it's a Void Ray, you want to run those away the moment you see a Void Ray start up. Queen's going to move down here. Second Queen is on the way as well. She's a little bit later, the second Queen. This Queen needs to run away. Can't stand and fight those Zealots. 14 Zerglings is a lot of Zerglings. And SHIN is going to trap these Zealots up here. You can see the Zealots trying to free themselves from the clutches, but that's a really good move. Now, the Adepts are a little bit ahead, but with the Zerglings and 1 Queen there, committing to the Shade would be ludicrous. All right, first Oracle's on the way. Drone still hiding in the back, can go back for a scout whenever he feels like it. And these Adepts here, trying to hunt the Zerglings. They get 1. They do Shade away. Spores are already building here. And there's going to be Void Ray after Oracle, which is actually going to be really good with multiple Overlords on this side of the map. Second Gateway finally comes down in the wall off. Nexus is almost there. It's a 5-worker advantage for Zerg. That's continuing to grow. With 3 hatcheries up, this feels like a big advantage for SHIN. I say feels like because these games can get really scrappy. Evo Chamber would have been nice there. ZOUN missing a drone in the open. He must have gone home to macro there, because that was right underneath the Oracle. Must have just clicked it away, looked at home, dropped some chronos on his probes, built some more of those. Void Ray is going to come out, grab this Overlord, but I don't think he knows about the Overlord in his back door. You guys want to play the viewer tournament, by the way? Last weekend of the month, Saturday or Sunday morning if you're in Australia, Oceania, Asia. It's Sunday morning, otherwise it's the Saturday, last one of the month. If you guys want a link, it's always on Discord, as well as !viewer tournament in my stream chat. Even when I'm offline, as long as you're on my Twitch chat, that will give you the link. Zerglings come in, do the drone still here. He checks, he sees no gases. The gases now go down, he's not able to get it, and he's like, what's going on? Little does he realize, ZOUN's actually expanded to the front base, and then he can take the 4th behind. That's actually a really cute expansion pattern. SHIN sees it now. Okay, so SHIN sees it. Lair is on the way. Second gas there as well. Oracle comes in, gets 2 drones. We'll pull back. Sorry to plug a viewer tournament in the middle of a cast. We just like to do that. Let people know it's open at all skill levels, and it's a Swiss format, which means no one gets eliminated. You're just competing for score, and you'll always get matched with people with the same score as you, so naturally shuffles people towards equally skilled matches. We always have a bunch of brand new players playing those, so the more brand new players, the better, because it means there's more other brand new players for them to match up against. So brand new, old, returning players, players who haven't played in years, players who never made it past Silver League, all encouraged, as well as people even at really high level. Ooh, Fleet Beacon second Stargate. Wait, did the Overlord see it? Oh, he saw it. That Overlord came in from the back door. Sees the 2 Stargate play. Oh, ZOUN's in trouble, man. Well, that's pretty much GG. This is like a good surprise tactic sometimes. In this case, I think you're building carrier cannon here. I don't know what else you could build. Like, I guess Tempest can eventually pick off stuff. But yeah, Spire's already on the way. I don't know, man. ZOUN has just committed to the most expensive tech in the game. Fleet Beacon second Stargate. He's in terrible position right now. Adepts shove forwards. Lings could immediately kill those very easily. Goes after the Shades. Nice cancel. Chance to escape here. Due to SHIN just being a little slow to react. Stasis Trap only got 1 drone on this side. That's why he was distracted, of course. The Adept micro is good. Really good micro by ZOUN. Gets these Adepts back. Has a Tempest building. Just 1, but like, you've got no good units as ZOUN. Oracle, not good at fighting. Void Ray, not good at fighting anything except Corruptors. But there's going to be so many Corruptors, they're going to outnumber you. He's going to go Twilight, and he's going to go 6 cast. So I think his plan here is to just go Charge, Zealot, Storm, and like pivot into a more well-rounded army and not really commit too hard. Get like a couple Tempests to stop a Hydra push, but actually focus on the ground. And that's like, it's a decent idea, but like good luck getting there. Because these Banelings are going to roll in, blow up the Zealot, try and roll into that mineral line. There's no Bane speed. Drones are building. Only 67 workers. It's kind of odd, yeah, to send these Banes in alone. If he had 20 Zerglings behind it, maybe. But the cannon and the battery coming up and the Void Ray there, he's decided, you know what? Let's not bother. Let's get Corruptors right now, says SHIN. Overseer goes in, does go down. Sees the Tempests, and the Corruptors with +1 air weapons will be very nice. Now, of course, SHIN's going to start transferring some workers over to this 4th base. 5th base as well would be very nice. Templar Archives and those 4 more gateways coming in. ZOUN's like, just give me a minute, honey. Just give me a minute. Let me make Storm, Zealots, Archons, and then I'll just keep these Tempests hidden in the back. They'll be useful much later in the game, but not really too much now. Storm started. 4th Nexus would be great, but it's hard for ZOUN to afford that right now. And yes, guys, ZOUN does often call the Zerg he's playing against honey. You know? So just give me a minute, honey. I'll get it done. The Zerg's job is basically to like nag the Protoss player and try to catch them not ready. You haven't unloaded your 4th base yet. The 4th base is the dishwasher in this scenario, in case you didn't know. So I was about to do it. Oh, it's a bit of a dangerous dive. It's not that many Corruptors. I don't know about this. That's not good. 2 Corruptors for nothing. Gets a bit of damage on the units, but the shield battery's a bit too good there with the cannon support. The worker count's still not that big for SHIN, and he's looking to swap Hydras. I don't know. I feel like SHIN should just be going Ultras. I think if you go straight Hive here and a 5th base, like you could go 85 drone Ultra Lingbane Corruptor, the easiest way of beating Skytoss. I don't think there's anything ZOUN could do. As it is, the Tempests force him to break the stream. He's going to go for it. No Ling speed, though. Storms should be really good against these Lings and Banes. Some of the cannons get taken down. There's not many Storms left. The Corruptors eat a massive Storm. But there's just too much Zerg. It might not matter. It might not matter. The Archon gets a few good hits off. He clears the air army, and he swaps into Hydras. Hydras are decent. I don't think Hydras are terrible here. They're probably not the best. But with no Storms banked up, it looks like a desperate all-in counterattack. Hydras are exactly what you need here. Obviously, this was a mess of a game, guys. ZOUN going for Fleet Beacon, having it immediately scouted is the worst case scenario. Banes. Hydras should be coming out. Where are they? They're coming out of that main and natural really far away from their front. Finally, they are getting there. The Lings get on top. One of the High Templars goes down. It was the only High Templar with a Storm available. Oh me, oh my. The Corruptors can go wee-wee at the same time as well. These Archons are running away. These guys all getting cleaned up. Corruptors fly through the main. There's a cannon and a few stalkers there, so he might not be able to do the wee-wee on the Nexus that he was looking for, but keeping the Corruptors alive is good enough. It's a good defense. He loses 12 drones. Does Shin? Shin still... Oh, he does have a 5th base going up now. I was going to say, does he still not have a 5th? But he's into Hydra Bane. Back up to 74 workers. He's re-droned. It feels like this is just unnecessarily competitive because of Shin's reticence to go Hive or to go all in. Like, I kind of wish he was like lower economy all in with the Ling Bane earlier, or if he was committing harder to Hive tech. That is a lot of Corruptors to trade for a Nexus. Because those Corruptors were so damaged. That was... He just threw away about 10 Corruptors there. Am I exaggerating, guys? At least 8, right? He just lost a lot of Corruptors for a Nexus, and it instantly rebuilds. Cost for cost, that's a really bad trade, and it means reinvesting in Tempest or Carriers is actually viable, especially with +1 weapons done. Bane speed and +1 range only now making... I kind of feel like Shin is in a game state that he doesn't have a lot of experience in, and he's kind of not playing... Like, Shin's normally so assertive and aggressive, and it feels like he's going back to like the most middle-of-the-road Hydraling Bane style that I think numbers-wise should still work to overwhelm, but it's closer in supply than it should be. And this seems like the sort of situation where a Zerg is like, well, I'm winning, so let's just play safe. But like, there's such a thing as playing way too safe and way too conservative. Like, +1 range is not a big game changer. Bane speed is so late. And Protoss is on 4 base with a decent amount of Storm. I think ZOUN really should have 2 more High Templar gathering energy. That's what I'd be most critical of right now. I think he needs a lot more Storms, because that's the only way you're going to hold off this avalanche of Zerg. Like, more cannon battery is also great, and I love that he's spreading them out, but Storms are kind of everything here. Stasis trap on this space is a really good idea, by the way. So you can just, if Ling Bane runs in and gets frozen, it actually force fields your ramp without you even needing to look at it. Here comes the push, guys. Shin with a massive, massive surround. Baneling speed kicking in right now. +1, 5 seconds away. Shin clumps too much. He needs to respread. Gonna respread now. The stasis traps, though. Shin's gonna go for it, guys. There is a zealot counter distracting him, though, making it difficult. Oh, good storms on that right side. The High Templar dropping some really nice juicies all over this Zerg army. 1 or 2 of the High Templar, I think, got sniped down, but dude, ZOUN with a beautiful fighting retreat. And as I said, Shin gave him a lot of time to bank up storms and prepare here. Still quite a few Hydras left, and massive storm on his own army. Oh my lord, ZOUN, calm down, bro. Eats a lot of storm damage there unnecessarily, but a hold is a hold. And now you're in late game on 5 bases Protoss against a Zerg who just lost mining on his 5th. Shin here going to Hydras, a huge strategic mistake, and I think it's going to lose in this game. That's really unfortunate. To let that slip away after scouting the Stargate and the Fleet Beacon, Shin is going to be kicking himself. This is the sort of game where Zergs rage after this game. He had no business losing this game. But there was that massive window where it's like, he went for a Corrupting Bane timing with no Bane speed. I don't know if he just forgot Bane speed or what. It felt really awkward when he went for that timing. Likewise, I think the Corruptors could have flown around this backside and actually peed on this Nexus earlier when the Tempests were defending up here at about the 9-minute mark. Like around the, just leading up to this Ling Bane Corruptor timing he did. He does lose a ton of Corruptors to clear the Tempest and Void Rays. I still think that's an okay trade. But the 5th base was just so late. He was a little slow to drone during this whole period where he had map dominance anyway. And I don't know, it felt to me like it was like... you guys let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like if you are ever ahead of a Protoss player who you know is going Skytoss, Ultra Corruptor is a very easy way to overwhelm it. If you're behind, if they've got a good setup and a good situation and they can add Immortals and Archons and lots of Storm, it's not great. To me, this felt like an easy pivot into Ultras. I think the initial Ling Bane Corruptor timing is good, but Hydras feels like a completely, like, illogical and nonsense choice. Obviously, well, if I overcommit to an attack and then they counter and I've only got Ling Bane to defend and I don't have Ultras up yet, that's potentially problematic. But even then, I don't know, man. If we weren't throwing our army away so willy-nilly with and not having Bane speed as well, like not having Bane speed either for the attack or for the defense of the counter felt very awkward. And it's like, if you're playing Massling Bane, that just pivots so well into Ultras. And I'm umming and ahhing here because I'm thinking about this in real time, guys. So I really want to hear your thoughts as well in your analyses, but it just feels like Shin here going for a Lingbane Corruptor timing with +1 air weapons. It's an odd build. And I would criticize him for his Corruptors being so clumped. I would spread the Corruptors out a bit more to come in with a bit more of a spread so they don't eat Storms quite as badly. But I do think Hydras are unnecessary to defend the counterattack. I think if you're heading Hive here, your Ultra Cav can come up soon. I do think you can defend the counter with pure Lingbane if you have Baneling speed and you actually surround the army. But this just felt like an awkward trade. A lot of the Zerglings were just chilling in the back for a while there. And then he lets these 3 Archons finish morphing. I don't know. It feels like you could have just had more Banelings to blow up the Adepts. And the Zerglings actually come in straight away. And you could have killed at least 1 Archon. And then these Archons would be already pretty much surrounded by the time they finish morphing. And it's like, it's game over here. This feels like this timing could have been done better. And then the follow-up to Hydras just didn't make a lot of sense. Felt a bit awkward to me. I've thrown thousands of games doing things that don't make sense against Skytoss plays and hybrid Skytoss ground plays. So it's not like I'm saying Shin is bad or he's stupid. I'm saying this is a weird game state where you've scouted Skytoss, but then ZOUN's kind of pivoted straight back into ground, realizing, oh no, I've been scouted. You're going to hard counter the Skytoss. And he went for what was a Hail Mary play, but he pulled it off. So hats off to ZOUN for pulling off a pivot back into ground. Great cannon battery. And I actually love this Nexus placement because this ramp is terrible to attack. And if he had to worry about getting attacked in 2 or 3 places, I think ZOUN 100% dies. But the fact that he was able to just defend and pull back into this one little choke point was integral to him holding. So let's give mad props to ZOUN. That was a very impressive comeback. All right, guys. Shin in the bottom left side of the map with an extractor trick. ZOUN in the top right. ZOUN with an impressive comeback in that last game. Shin's going to be kicking himself, but Shin has been very good at StarCraft recently. He's here in the round of 8 of GSL. I do not expect him to just go down without a fight. And the fact that ZOUN was in such a bad position is, you know, like you've got to take the wins and give yourself props. And Shin played 8 minutes of fantastic StarCraft, at least 6-7 minutes, before ZOUN kind of, I think, tricked him a little bit. I think he got a bit confused. Like, what are you doing? I think he got a bit confused about what ZOUN was doing because ZOUN wasn't really doing an optimal path. ZOUN had been scouted and had to go off into this weird path. I'm going to do this very late Storm Zealot Archon transition and try to survive. It didn't quite work out for Shin. Somehow worked out for ZOUN. Hatchery into pool before gas. Hello. Who the heck goes pool before gas? This guy. He's Shin-tastic, as are his builds. For those who don't know, guys, Shin actually comes from the famous Shin family in Korea who created Shin Ramen. Probably the greatest, well, one of the, definitely top 3 in my instant noodles. My wife's a massive fan. I'm a little bit more of an Indomie mee goreng fan. You guys let me know in the comments what your favorite instant noodle is. I am trolling, by the way. His fam, I'm pretty sure Shin's a pretty common name in Korea. I don't think it's actually them. Sorry, I just realized I'm like, I sometimes do this thing where I just kind of make stuff up and then I, you know, forget to actually clarify. And then later people are like telling other people in the community stuff. And I'm like, oh, I was doing a lie. I'm sorry. I thought it was, sometimes I think it's I didn't even have a joke for it. I just felt like making stuff up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a habitual liar. Shin Ramen is really good though, but I do like my Indomie mee goreng. Shin Hee Byom is Shin's name. It's his human name, by the way. He was Ragnarok for many years, but yeah, changed his name to Shin to reflect his human name. Probe's gonna pull away. Stargate is there. Pig, is it true that you heard someone speaking the third person and eating trash? Yes. Did it happen the other day? No. Has it happened before? At some point in my life? Yes. Not recently. Drone's going to move out. He's going to have to take the left hatchery, which is much further away. And ooh, is ZOUN going to block it? Run, drone. Run like your life depends on it. Place the hatchery. Oh, he's not placed the hatchery. Oh, he wants this one, actually. He goes down there with 4 zones, so he does get this hatchery up. That was a fake drone on the left. That drone was tricking him. It's a trickster drone. I don't know if pulling all the drones away is worth it. Oh, it's definitely not. Would have been way better to just Spore Crawler trick the first drone, because once you pull them, guys, it's really hard to click the weak drone. So he loses 3 drones. Massive mistake for Shin. It's much easier to just click a drone here and pull it away. Once you click them all together, they all stack on top, and then you have to use the wireframe down the bottom to pick the yellow hit point one out and then quickly tell it to build a Spore, which is just much harder because you have to kind of click down the bottom, then click over here to build a Spore Crawler to save it. 3 drones go down. An excellent start for ZOUN. Disrupts the third base. Yes, it gets down in the position he wanted, but with a delay. ZOUN's feeling really confident in his gameplay today, isn't he? Zergling's coming forward. Pig, there's a new Shin ramen purple package with tom yum. That stuff is hot. Ooh, nice. It's funny because my wife doesn't like the little dehydrated vegetables they give in the packets. So she used to throw them out. And I was like, what are you doing? There's like dried mushrooms in there. Dried mushrooms, like pure MSG flavor. Hold on, Oracle. Oracle does clean up the Zerglings. Good moves by ZOUN, but the first Oracle doesn't do damage on the other side. So I feel like Shin gets a bit more control now. Pushes that Oracle back. Anyway, I made her save them. And then there was like 15 packets of the vegetables left. And then I put them all in a single thing of Shin ramen. It was sick. It was awesome. It was a little ridiculous. It was 15 instant ramen packets worth of dried mushrooms and like spring onions and stuff, the dehydrated ones. And it was like the tastiest bowl of Shin ramen I've ever had. It was great. All right, battery does go up on the third. This Overlord's trying to hide. Pokes in for the gas scout. We'll go back to the dead space. Yeah, I think Shin's done a really good job of recovering after that kind of dodgy start to this game. He's got the Roach Warren almost finished, so very safe Roach Warren timing. The only problem is lately we've had a few players get stuck on Roach Baneling. And Roachling Bane's good if the Protoss attacks into you. ZOUN's incredibly good in the late game. He does hit a lot of timing attacks, but he doesn't have to. Ooh, okay. Well, Probe's transferring right in front of that. These Lings are going to get in. Oracles are out on the map. This battery goes up a little bit late. And he lets the Zerglings in. Oh, that was... He put 2 buildings down that did not wall off that base. Uh-oh. Shin's Link counter getting in. These Adepts are going to derp in at the same time as he struggles to deal with the multitasking. Look at that hold position. Stalker's not very quick to deal with this. The Probe's getting massacred. He should have pulled the Probes away. ZOUN! Don't fight with the Probes. Youchies. Then again, lots of drones going down on the other side as well. This is an absolute poop shoot of an early game where both sides are taking damage. If the Oracles could find a wave of damage now, it would be all worth it for ZOUN. But if the Oracles are pushed back, which they are, then Shin comes out on top. Because Shin's got a few Roaches for follow-up safety. He's got Lings for map control. ZOUN is trying to re-chrono Probes on his bases. This Probe should absolutely change its rally point back to this one. Nothing worse than transferring workers from your main to your third and then rallying them back from the third up to the main just a minute later because you've lost a bunch. Hydra then goes down. Roach Hydra, classic timing attack. In my opinion, one of the worst timing attacks. Only good if it catches a Protoss by surprise. And I guess it's decent on this map because there's wide open areas to spread your units out. And if you can catch him going for a 4th base, maybe you can spread your units out and just surround. But I always feel like the Roach Hydra timing these days, with how quickly people macro up, it hits a little too late. Especially against Psystorm. We'll see how it works out. Still obviously capable. Wow, these Zerglings getting real damage done here, man. 2 Stalkers for a couple Lings? That's insane. A few Roaches, no Ravagers, no Zerglings on the defense. Roaches suck against Stalkers, for those who don't know. Once you have Roach speed, it's a little bit better. But slow Roaches against Blink Stalkers is... It's a vast tech difference that the Stalkers with good control can just outrange them, out-starter step them, and blink back when they get in trouble. Alright, Oracle's trying to move away. Oracle's going to the left side. Storm is on the way right now. Charge as well. 6 gateways are up. Roaches and Lings moving to the right side of the map. So it's 3-base Storm off Stalkers. This is where Roach Hydra really struggles. Because if you don't have a lot of drones on this 4th, like you're just sitting at 70 workers making Roach Hydra, you kind of rely on ZOUN moving into the open here and giving you an angle to fight. Now that being said, ZOUN does not know this is an all-in. This kind of looks like a Muta build. Has he seen the Hydra Den? He saw the Evo chamber, which is a sign of kind of macro ground play, but he hasn't seen the actual Hydras. Really good job of hiding those in the back. I would be worried about Mutas if I was ZOUN. And you can see he's built a cannon in each mineral line. He's very worried about Mutas. He's building a 4th Nexus. I like the way Shin's playing mind games on him right now. Shin's got his 2nd Hydra upgrade and +1 range about to come in. He's going to spring across this map. So, of course, ZOUN's just like, okay, what is happening in this game? Trying to rotate around to defend this 4th. Your bases are very spread out here on White Rabbit. Infestation goes down. So, Roach Hydra should move across now. He's got to go. Shin needs to go. Shin needs to move. He's wasting time. Storm is done. He's got to go. He's wasting a lot of time right now, pretending he's playing mutas, but if he doesn't move out, I'm worried. He's going to let this base get established. The cannons and batteries are coming up. Only 4 High Templar. ZOUN is one of these 4 High Templar guys. I love 6 personally myself. He's going to have a few less storms. Oh, the Hydra's get an Oracle. Do they get a second? No, they do not. But his whole army's going to come around. He's going to loop around. Oh, he's going to encircle this base. Oh my god, he's going to encircle him. He's going to encircle him, guys. He's going to hit him from 3 sides. It's going to be a 270. Oh my god, it's a 270. Oh, huge surround comes in. Good luck storming in 3 different directions. Massive angle, and he can bait the storms and then pull out of them. Huge angle here. I think you got to give up this 4th base, ZOUN. ZOUN trying to defend this 4th like his life depends on it, but he's going to get overwhelmed, man. He's used all of his storms, and like I said, 4 High Templar, not enough storms. He's going to blink to the south, but he's got no more storms to cover it. So, he's got 1 storm coming in. 1 storm comes in right now. Can he land a big one? He does land a decent storm, but the High Templar, the other one with energy, gets focused down. Only 1 Archon able to morph in time. The Stalker's getting overrun, and SHIN. Dude, I thought he was wasting weight. I was like, you gotta go. SHIN's like, no. Let's let him get fully committed to the 4th base, and then we're just gonna come around on all sides. That was really cool. Very well played. Right, guys, game 3 to decide it all on 10,000 feet, the map of people that have a certain predilection towards the feet. What is this? What is this? What is this? SHIN, what is this? Are you about to build are you doing a 14 gas, 14 pool? Oh, SHIN is such a degenerate. I love it. Dude, this is the sort of build that I play against guys on the ladder, and I immediately question their IQ. I'm like, this guy's so stupid. What is this dumb build? And then I see SHIN do it, and I'm like, my god, this guy's a genius. He's so smart. Look at this. He's pretending to expand, so the probe doesn't come into scout. Oh, my lord. It's a tricky build, man. And he's going to go hatchery as well. Is this a Ling Flood drone? He's gonna build a hatchery and mine the minerals. This is the backdoor Ling Flood. It's the backdoor Ling Flood. Oh, I think this build on paper should totally suck. Because Protoss players should be... Oh, he doesn't even build a hatchery. He builds the gas. So it only takes 2 drones. Now, ZOUN sees a finished pool with 100 gas already. And he's got to realize something. So, okay, so what's so cool about this, guys, is what you can do is you can trade minerals for gas. Now, just to explain, basically, normally if you mine minerals, you need to take them and return them somewhere. But if you hop into a gas geyser, it'll just delete the minerals off the map. You'll pop out with the gas, and then you can mine 5 more minerals. You're going to have to shift-click it manually. And ZOUN is aware. He is aware of what's happening, but he's got to full wall the front of the base, and he's got to wall this side as well, potentially. Oh, this is nasty. Look how... You don't even have an adept this early. To be fair, Cybercore's a little late, but dude, he's going to get it open. There's no way to stop him opening this. So ZOUN's pulling probes right now. I think he needs to make more... You need to make gateways here or something, right? Yeah, I'm the Zealot at the front. Oh my gosh. I think he should full wall that side right now. I mean, you just need to overcommit. This guy built a gas on your side of the map. This is a massive commitment. You have to just full wall. He's going to go for... Oh my god, he's going to leave a choke point on both sides. ZOUN! Why would you leave a choke point on both sides? Are you crazy? Wall off at least 1. He's leaving 2 openings. What is this guy? Is he leaving like a wildlife corridor? ZOUN! You guys know where they're like, oh, the migratory wildlife is going to get stuck on one side of the highway. We need to build a tunnel for the koalas to crawl through. Mate, these are zerglings, not koalas. This is crazy. The zerglings get the Zealot. That was a bit of a mistake there. Multiple probes going down. It's an all-in, though. You can take this damage and be fine. You just need to wall the friggin' front of your base, mate. Or the Lings could flood in. To be fair, he's not even committing. He's actually just droning and expanding. This is great. It's just, he's made it so hard for himself by not just walling off with a gate. He could have just walled off with a gateway, moved in a depth there. He would have been fine. Pylon might have gone down. He could have built another pylon. ZOUN here, way overcomplicating things. I mean, even if you want to have an opening on this side so you can take a third down there, then just full wall this side. I don't know, man. I'm really questioning ZOUN not walling off on either side. That just seems like utter nonsense to me. Very critical of that. Zergling's really annoying micro here for SHIN. He's going to get himself another probe. Does lose a Zergling for it, but I think that's okay. There is no Nexus up. I mean, you're on 3-gate Adept right now? You kind of need to get out there and do some damage. SHIN's on 2 bases, and remember, he's had link speed since the early game. He's up 7 workers right now. I mean, I love the opening for Shin. It's so clever because it hits so early. But I think he's realized that with this build, if he forces them to do a wall off here, their Nexus is so late, he can transition into a macro game. And if they don't wall off there, then you just keep flooding. Oh my lord. This is crazy. All right, he's going to move out now. You got to counterattack. Okay, this is the weird thing, because ZOUN has no vision. If he counterattacks, he just gets surrounded by Lings and dies, maybe. But if he doesn't counterattack, Shin could just be droning this whole time. So he energy recharges a sentry. This is the only scouting he has. Oh no. Twilight Council does start. Nexus is on the way. 7 worker advantage for Zerg. 3rd hatchery's up. Plenty of Zerglings on the map, and they get spotted. Kind of surprised Shin didn't try to hide those at all. Zergling's going to go for a bit of a wraparound. It will get a bit of damage. Adept's able to pull back to the safety of the shield battery on the left side. Sick build order for Shin, though. I love that early gas. There was a map where the minerals were like this, but it was like 200 minerals you had to mine to open up the back door. Instead of, in this case, it's just 4 or 5 mineral patches, so 20 minerals. So it was like 10 times as many minerals on an experimental map. We ran a show match on it, and Estrella literally sat there for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes with a single probe, just shift clicking it back and forth until he finally opened the entrance and then did like a giant charge lot attack into the Terran base. It was one of the funniest things. It's in one of my clip highlight reels because I'm just there like, is he actually just going to keep shift clicking this over and over? Like, you got to do so many trips. I was like, what the hell, man? He did like 40 individual trips to mine open the wall. I was like, this can't be effective. It won him the game though. It was fun. Adepts coming forward. Queen's going to do some hits. Ling's going after the Adepts. Robo starts up. Stuck on 2 bases. ZOUN down 13 probes. It looks like Shin here may have just built himself an unlosable advantage in the matchup. The Adepts are going to cancel the Shade. Hide in the corner. Not a bad move. Of course, the Zerg rocks are decaying hit points over time. They will disappear in a few minutes. Oh, he goes forwards. Got to be careful about getting surrounded, man. Oh, Queens, Roaches, and Lings. These Adepts are in for a bad time, man. Oh, they're taking so much damage. And he's not going to get anything. The Adepts are all going down. A single one is there. The Urubu. Even the Urubu was chasing the Adept just then. It was flapping its wings, chasing after it. Oh, man. This is unfortunate. ZOUN, I mean, ZOUN is such a good StarCraft player. And I was saying earlier, if you can get a good read on what his opponent's doing, he's so good at, like, preparing for a series. And I think what Shin just did well here, it did some weird thing he hasn't played against before. And ZOUN essentially panicked under fire and just overcomplicate. I thought the response was so good, and then he leaves an opening here and loses a bunch of probes in the main, letting the Lings in, and I was kind of just like, oh no. If he had those 4 extra probes, you can imagine 4 extra probes that don't go down. Like, he's only down 5 I mean, obviously he's behind in everything else, but like he could be miles, like he could actually have been competitive. Even if everything else went the same, his Nexus would have been so much earlier. It would have been a much more competitive game. Single Roach arrives. That's got to be a misclick for Shin. I think he meant to send the Changeling. Few Ravagers morphing. It looks like a Roach Ravager Zergling all in, looking to deny the 3rd base. And there is a small pack of Blink Stalkers, but with no Oracles. The massive ground army is going to be impossible to stop. Ooh, Stalker recall on the left side. Get behind, get behind. Oh god, the force field. All right, he's trying to hold the entrance there. Bile will start to break the wall off down. Lings are cleansing the 3rd base. And this is where Shin is going to finish him off. ZOUN with the GG. Let's go back and check this early game, guys. Yeah, I was a little surprised he didn't full wall the front once he realized what was happening. At this point, he doesn't know what's happening. So it's totally fine to place the buildings like this. But it looks like maybe he did. No, it looks like maybe he already knew what was up. He immediately goes there with the pylon. And then at this point, I'm like, okay, surely you just like, maybe you don't wall off the left because then the Zerglings could kill your gateway. But you just full wall the right. I mean, this is like one of the best thirds you can take right outside your natural wall off anyway. So it's better than this third that's like way out in the open. Yeah. So I don't even think he needs to pull 4 probes here, honestly. I think just wall this off. You don't need to pull 4 probes. He also chronos the Zealot, not the Adept, which, I can understand that actually. But then the probes, he's like, you're trapped in here with me. And it's like, wait, is this good for you, trapping him in here? I don't know, man. You're up 7 workers now, but to go from up 7 workers to then losing the Zealot? Because he's trying to friggin' manage 2 wall-offs right now. You're a human player. You don't have so much mining time. He's not building probes. He's so distracted. He has to build extra buildings on both sides. Imagine if he was just building probes this whole time with a wall off here with an adept behind it. This is such a simple game. His Nexus could be going down by like 320 or something, maybe even earlier. You could be poking out with adepts to threaten the counter attack, or at least threatening the shades. I just think this is a much easier game with a few small changes in this early game. Unfortunate for ZOUN, but hats off to SHIN. If you gamble hard on crazy builds like this, sometimes you catch people off guard and they kind of get a bit befuddled trying to figure out the correct response. Beautiful play by SHIN. Comes back in this series after a very sloppy game 1. Amazing comeback for ZOUN game 1. Unfortunately for him, game 3, SHIN is just too clever. GG, well played.